'Tis the season, my winter riders, and with winter riding, that means winter protection. So, as many of you know, I am a full year-round rider, even when it is snowing out on the road, and so I have previously had these Amazon battery-operated heated gloves. And so with these, I have always been kind of curious, how much benefit is there actually to these? Well, luckily enough, Kemimoto sent over to me their winter gloves. And so because of this, I'm kind of curious to see just how effective the heated gloves are, or do you not need them? These are significantly cheaper than these ones. So right off the bat, the first thing I do notice is that the Kemimoto gloves are a lot thinner than these gloves. I don't know if that's a good thing. They might be a lot better at retaining heat and holding in heat than these gloves, but they're just thinner, which is kind of nice because you don't want to have a super bulky hand when grabbing the throttle. You lose a lot of feeling through that. I'm just curious to see how much insulation there's actually going to be from this glove compared to ones that are powered and heated. Is it going to be worth the upgrade? I don't know. Let's go find out.
I'm heading on into work, and as you can see right now it's about 50 degrees. For the left hand, we're going to be doing the Amazon heated glove. These things are very difficult to get on, especially with the battery installed. Super bulky. And now the Kemimoto winter gloves. The only time these ones are hard to get on is when you have another glove on. Tighten and tighten. Much thinner. Can already feel the difference. The Amazon gloves are just so much bulkier. I don't have really any feeling at all. Like, I have no tactile feel with my controls. Like, I'm letting it out, but it doesn't feel, I'm letting out the clutch and it doesn't feel like it's there. But with the Kemimoto, I definitely still feel like I have a lot of tactile difference. It's a lot thinner, so it feels like I can actually, like, when I'm grabbing things, there's immediate feel. So another thing that I instantly notice is that when you're moving your hands, the gloves feel like they all constantly move together with your hands. While on this one, if I'm moving, the glove, I'm moving my hand, but the actual glove is staying put. So there's a very delayed response in your inputs, which is something I've noticed. So it's interesting. I get a lot better tactile feel and a lot better response out of these Kemimoto gloves in comparison to these heated Amazon gloves. When comparing the wind feels, I don't really notice that much of a difference between them. They feel like they're both protecting a lot well, considering that these gloves are, I think, almost 2 to 3 times as expensive as these gloves. I think that tells me these Kemimoto gloves are really doing their job with the right amount of material that is there. Now that we're finally getting on up to speed, going about 55, 60 miles an hour, there is a little bit of a difference. And I think it's because mostly of how my glove is set up over here. I'm feeling a little bit more wind, but it's only on my wrist, which tells me it's because I just didn't get a very good seal over there. But setting my cruise control and sticking my hands up, there is no difference between the protection of these gloves. These are really doing an amazing job. These gloves are heated though, and they're not turned on right now. But what I do remember from my review on these Amazon gloves is that the heating element only kind of works. You can go and check that out up in the corner right over there, and check that out after this video if you're interested in these gloves as well. But these gloves, honestly, I'm kind of like these a little bit more. I'm feeling good. But let's continue with our testing of the other parts of these gloves to see just how good they are.
They both have PVC protection knuckles, so it's going to protect you whenever you hit something or if something hits you. Another benefit of the Kemimoto gloves is that they are actually CE level 2 rated. That is very nice. It is a nice mental note. It is a nice security in the mind to know that if you go down, these are gonna actually protect you. While these ones sadly aren't CE level rated at all. The Kemimoto gloves do have a TPU waterproof membrane on the outside, so it is actually going to help keep out all of the water. The TPU material does reflect water off of it, so it's not gonna absorb, it's not gonna get inside. If you have any snow falling on you, it's not gonna absorb into the material. It's just gonna fall off and you're not gonna get cold, wet hands. Now comparing the waterproofing, Amazon, Kemimoto. We're just gonna let this sit here for a minute. Is this really the best test for this? No, this seems a bit excessive, you know, but it's still it's putting it to the most extreme, which is kind of what I want to compare. I'm feeling water coming in through the Kemimoto right now at the touch fingertip. The Kemimoto was the first one to leak through. That was the only one that did leak through, but it was only around the tip of the index finger, which is where the touch sensitivity is. So maybe there's just a bad threading in this. Just to be thorough, let's switch the hands. Now Kemimoto's on my right, your left. Amazon is on my left, your right. This would have to be one hell of a rainstorm, that's all I gotta say. Now I'm feeling the water coming in on the Amazon one. Maybe a drop inside of the Kemimoto's. So now, on the Amazon, I started to feel it right here along this seam, and then a little bit, again, up at the fingertip seams on the Kemimoto's. So, again, this is like worst case scenario when it comes to waterproofing. So the fact that they're able to go this long underwater for just dealing with rain tells me that both of these are very, very good. Both of these gloves are supposed to be touchscreen compatible. However, the Kemimoto gloves actually feel like they have a lot more of a finger texture. So I feel like it's gonna work better on your phone with the Kemimoto gloves compared to the Amazon ones. Now going over the use of gloves. All right, now I'm using the Amazon gloves. Let's go into Instagram, see how good the touchscreen works. This does seem pretty good. Let's see if I can go ahead and send a message. Can't type, it's putting out multiple letters there. Pretty hard to type with these gloves. With the Kemimoto gloves, going into here. Can scroll super easily. See if I can go back and type again. I seem to be getting a lot more accurate with this, with these Kemimoto gloves. I feel a little bit more response coming from these gloves than with the Amazon one, so that's a win for the Kemimoto for the touchscreen. These gloves are also made for men and women. What a benefit. And they actually look pretty dang good if I do say so myself. The sizing of these gloves are gonna be right here. If you are interested, I generally run an XL. I like, my hand shape's a little weird. It's a little fat, but the fingers aren't as long as most people. So I go with the XL to make sure that my hand fits nicely on in the center. Another little benefit that I love from these Kemimoto gloves is that they even have a nice little clip, so you know the gloves are always together. Another nice little benefit of the Kemimoto gloves is that they are dual straps to help make sure you get a really nice good fit. You have the wrist strap to help make sure it has a nice good seal to help keep your hand warm. And you also have, because they're gauntlet, you have an upper to where you're able to make sure your jacket sleeves go all the way inside and you get a really nice good fit on them. You see these gloves aren't coming off. They hold in really tight, so you know the fitment is really good. So for my final thoughts on the gloves, I'm actually quite surprised about them. They have worked really well, especially for the price point. I have been very surprised. They work extremely well in keeping your hands warm. I love how easy it is to actually get your hands in and out of here. I love that they are CE level 2. The water resistance alone is actually pretty amazing, and also the touchscreen capability is parallel to none. I'm quite surprised at how good it feels to scroll through your phone if you need to do that, if you need to call someone, if you don't have Bluetooth all right there while you're still wearing your gloves. If you need to pull up directions, that works just as well. Just to be able to use your gloves when you need to. And the fact that they also have the carbon fiber PCE protection right there on the knuckles. What can I say? I love them. Overall, I gotta give the gloves a 10 out of 10, especially for the price point. It's a really good way for if you're doing anything else other than motorcycling. You have good winter gloves for a cheap price point, and it's just something to help you explore the world into winter riding. So if you know you want to try doing it, but you don't want to go and invest hundreds and hundreds of dollars into really good gloves, really good gloves, these are an amazing starting point to starting your winter riding experience. So highly recommend these gloves to anyone that is just starting out and figuring out if they're going to want to start riding during the winter. Good gloves. Good job, Kemimoto. If you're interested, check the description down below for a discount code on them. They're already an amazing price. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure you go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Really helps out the channel. Make sure you're reading that bell notification so you get notified when the next video comes out. Catch you on the next one. Peace.